And we're live! Hello and welcome back to Game Start. I'm your host, Bardic Knowledge, and we're returning to The Witcher 2. I actually am a bit later than I usually am when it comes to this because I lost track of time playing a new game. But here we are, ready to continue on with what we were doing before. Which at this phase is escaping the dungeons. Had to move something. Why am I on fire? That's interesting. That was interesting. Why is that there? There we go. Okay, some stuff that I can... Oh, I see. I picked all that up and then it prompted me to equip the stuff. And I know I said last time that I'd switch this to the small screen so you weren't seeing an odd angle of my face. But like I said, I kind of got caught up in playing another game all afternoon. So this angle works, mostly. I can see the upper screen decently.
I can't sneak out in this light.
Okay, so stealth mission. Oops.
Huh? What was that? Smash you!
That didn't work. That did not work. To refamiliarize myself with the controls. It's been a week after all. Deadman. Oil. Interesting how I can put out the light from so far away.
I want my desk job back.
It doesn't look like anyone else heard that.
Let's see it. Throttle idiot.
You wanted a map? There it is, first-rate carving. Wanted me inside? Here I am. What the fuck else you want from me?
What are we... You tell him.
First of all,
One more time.
the pierced heart with mum on it. It's hiding part of the dungeon.
I needed a bit of courage. Had a few drinks beforehand.
You were supposed to get caught, but not for thieving. Because for that they whip you first.
How are we supposed to see the corridors among all those scavs?
And we said back, not backside. How are we supposed to glance at that thing if you need to drop your trousers every time?
An escape attempt gone wrong because someone wasn't listening to the instructions. That's of mild amusement.
You deaf or what? I said a prisoner's escaped! Guards! Where the hell is everyone? Guards!
I've knocked him out. Apparently all I needed to do to calm him down. Oh.
On the double!
Oh, that was interesting. I'm apparently going for a different version of the stealthy escape. Namely the kind that says you can't be yeah, it's stealth if no one sees you and no one's seen you if they're dead, or something like that. I mean, how am I supposed to be stealthy? Oh, there's a lot of stuff here I can loot. I want to be able to look through that before I actually try and open it. Key required.
Alright,
Skunk! Witches escaped!
I did not say to use Igni. A rusty key. Is that to this? It is. I'm guessing that's my way out of here. First, map. I want to keep exploring to see if my stuff is available in here, because I don't remember if it was supposed to have been removed for me beforehand. I am in the wrong place to continue exploring. Oh, those guys have special helmets. Looks like they're checking in on special prisoners even.
I am Shilad Fitz-Estelin, emissary of the Empire of Nilfgaard and its most divine Emperor, Emir von Emrys.
What do you want of me, Nilfgaardian?
Simply to speak, my lady.
Ah, really? Something you would not dare were my son still alive.
I very much regret the death of the Baron Lavalette. Please accept my deepest condolences. Yet it is precisely.
So would this have changed if I had managed to talk him down? If I could talk him down?
Let go of me. I shall walk unaided. I shall return, rogue, and I shall repay you.
Let us go, my lady. Your cries can do us no good.
That sounds curious. Huh. That seemed a little odd from my perspective. I am sorely curious about this. What rogue was she talking about?
You're ours? Appointment.
Sorry.
Oh, torture. Didn't even stand a chance. Couldn't pick up his glowing sword? That's mildly annoying. That's a vicious lie. At least so far as I know. Accidentally knocked over that skeleton when I was going to put out the light. I don't know what I'll be able to use any of this stuff for, but better to have it and not need it. That's interesting. And not of much use. I can't even see where I am. Is that the only door? I guess so. Everything else here is all torture implements, it seems. Weapon upgrade. Trap of some sort. I'm not seeing anything that says it's a weapon upgrade. Oh, I guess there's the moon rune there. But not something I'm likely to use on something like this. I see the map was just a little bit off in the corner there. That's the direction that the guy went with Lady.
Bastard! You fucking prick! Fuck you, cocksucker! Fuck you up the arse! Motherfucker!
Why am I...
Fucking
Come
killed
on.
you, hear me?
There we go.
Prick off and beat your head in with it!
Ah, a better club. A little bit better anyway. don't know how I'm supposed to sneak attack in this. There I go, doing something I didn't tell the game to do. Apparently I can relight them too. How do I get back into stealth mode? Just sworn it said something about pressing Y before, but pressing Y is the heavy attack. Maybe this will tell me? Stealth mode. I'm apparently not in stealth mode. Because I don't know what I'm doing. Can I do that, something with this?
Come in,
Apparently.
Master Geralt. Allow me to introduce the Baroness Lavalette, mother to the royal children, who at present mourns the passing of her eldest son.
Milady.
I comfort the Baroness with assurances that House Lavalette need suffer no more, its future brighter as it stands protected by the Empire of Nilfgaard.
Did you kill my son, Arian?
I had no choice. He knew what can happen once swords are drawn and begin to swing. He chose death over shame.
Stubborn like his father and grandfather before him. Honor above all. How did he die? Did he suffer?
No, I doubt he felt the final blow. Didn't even see it coming.
There's that, I suppose.
Milady, I killed many during the assault, not just your son. War demands sacrifices. You might remember that the next time you're about to start one.
Have some compassion, Master Geralt. The Baroness requires support. She is distraught as it is.
Unnecessary toil, Excellency, for witches have no feelings. And the truth, especially when painful, can wake us from the slumber of self-deception. I deserved as much.
Milady, I wouldn't trust the ambassador if I were you.
Master Geralt, let us be serious, please.
Let him speak. I wish to hear this.
I didn't know your son, but I know he saw the Empire as a foe.
Okay, so it goes straight into the next one.
You've no notion of the events transpiring in the kingdom, of what Kimbold, Maravel, and their ilk are capable. My duty is to Foltest's children, their safety. And though I too
Interesting that he
see
says
it
Foltest's
through
children and not her
together,
children.
I
Did I
feel
say
I have
he? I
no
meant she.
choice.
I don't know.
Besides, can you say that you really knew the king?
Well enough to be confident of my words.
Truly? In that case, what kind of a man was he? I wish to know your view.
He was ruthless, hard, and effective. A good king.
Effectiveness is the mark of a good witcher. We've learned to expect other things from monarchs, say, justice and wisdom.
Few are born wise, milady. He did all he could to preserve and safeguard the realm.
The ambassador questioned your guilt. It seems now that I too believe you did not slay the king. Your Excellency, you will aid the Witcher to escape the castle. That is my wish.
But, my lady, this would represent an immeasurable risk in my estimation.
Okay, those
and
are
there
just
is the
suits of
matter
armor
your
back
son.
there.
He chose his fate, and departed in a manner worthy of the Larvalets. How am I to believe you'll protect me from reptiles like Kimbolt and Maravel when you balk at the notion of deceiving a few prison guards?
Milady, I shall do what is in my power. Give me a moment, Witcher, then proceed to the main gate.
Okay. I wonder if I'll be able to get my stuff first. Oh, now I'm in stealth mode again.
Guards! The witch has fled his cell and is raging in the dungeon. Restrain him immediately. But one more word, soldier, and I shall personally make certain you hang beside the fugitive. To the dungeon, on the double.
Now I stay here while they go past. Be easier if I could see. Okay, it looks like there's nobody here. A sword. That'll be useful. Still like to have back my equipment.
Halt! Oh, blimey, is that you, Witcher? They say you killed the king.
Well, I didn't. And I'm going to prove it.
I'm inclined to believe you.
Glad to hear that. It'd be pretty stupid if I had to kill you now. Did all the Reavers survive the assault?
Aye, they've been drinking themselves silly for 2 days now. I believe I owe you something.
You don't owe me a thing.
We wound up in a boiling cauldron during the assault. You know how it is when knights get caught in a tight passage. Nowhere to go. Those in the back push forward. Those in the front are stuck. And halberd blows raining down from above. I'd have been crushed if not for my armor.
That's what
and
armor's
about
for.
10 blows landed on my helmet. My ears still ring and I puke time and again. But I live and breathe.
Concussion. It'll pass. Were you on patrol with the Reavers when they ran into those Scoia'tael?
Aye.
Kenneth mentioned the unit was especially vicious. Notice anything out of the ordinary? A unit emblem or something?
Right you are. They had masks made of the cloth of Special Forces uniforms, and they hollered a lot, Yorveth or some such.
Where did the dragon come from?
I've no idea, but it saved our asses. The elves ceased shooting at the sight of it. Can't tell you anymore, as we fled right then as if the devil himself was on our tail. Take this. Kenneth told me to study up, but I've not the mind for it. Just not cut out to be a dragon hunter, I guess. It could be useful to you, though.
I need to go.
There are sentries on the dike. No way you'll slip through.
Can you distract them?
I'll try, but remember, count me out if there's a fight. In fact, we could end up foes.
I hope not. Go.
Just give me a minute. The Kingslayer's escaped! We need to cut him off! Follow me!
All right, let's go!
Am I in the right spot to be hiding from them? Apparently so.
Geralt, over here.
Triss? Loot everything you can. Ah. Roach's men.
You were to sneak out. Avoid anything resembling a bloodbath.
You left me the key to my manacles, not an invisibility cloak. Triss, is everything all right?
Not exactly. I'm no longer the royal advisor. I've lost my post. Home with Zena. Witcher's mistress, they call me. Kingslayer's whore.
People say what they think they have to.
I know, but
They'll change their minds as soon as we find the Kingslayer. Roach will see to that. Right, Spy?
I'm no spy, but you're mostly correct.
And I
An
wanted
interregnum is
to not
chaos by
kill
definition.
anyone, but...
Rats like Baron Kimbolt and Count Maravel rule Temeria now, or strive to. But no one save old Natalis can restore true order.
Natalis is far away and of low birth. The crown's simply out of his reach. Baron Kimbolt, on the other hand.
Politics is secondary right now. Vernon, learn anything new about the Kingslayer?
A week ago I got a message from an informer in Flotsam. He saw Yorveth in the company of a large, bald man, not unlike the one you described.
A week ago? Sounds like a cold trail to me.
We need to start somewhere. The trading post is a few days upriver, in the forests that lie on the Edirnian border. Yorveth's territory.
Flotsam it is, then. Triss,
Yes?
I'm a bit beat up. Will you look at my wounds?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go below deck. And I need you to tell me about Yennefer in detail. I want to hear it all, even the things you don't want to tell me, even the things that might hurt.
Prepare to cast off! Clear the lines and all aboard!
Line's clear, Captain!
Hey, she speaks. I hope my gear's on board.
War is a good time to forge friendships, alliances. Harry and Lavalette, busy building walls and forging swords, forgot that. When he was gone, those he loved were forced to forge friendships with those he hated.
I am curious if it is possible to save him now.
Life can't be easy for anyone who's unlucky enough to be labeled a regicide. That goes triple for someone like Geralt. Could his luck get any worse?
Yes.
I've known The Witcher for a long time, and I'm sure that kings, courts, and politics concern him about as much as last year's snow. But hey, life doesn't always dole out what we expect, right? Sometimes it even forces us to associate with unsavory characters like Vernon Roach. No, I'm not making any excuses. And yes, I had my reasons. The Witcher spent most of the way to Flotsam talking to someone. Long into the evening, as water lapped against the boat's side, Triss told him forgotten stories of his unexpected child and his toxic relationship with a sorceress named Yennefer. Stories of a life stolen from him. Am I boring you? Don't
No,
set
but
this
I want to
tale
know.
aside. Give me just a few minutes more, for someone special's about to appear in dire straits upon a scaffold.
Are you talking about yourself? What was Dandelion's original name? Javier? Jaskier. Something like that. Well, that's interesting. Very interesting. Oh, why is the bottom screen darkened again? I hope it's not coming through that dark. That is a very interesting creature. Some sort of chimera of snail and spider and wolf or something? I don't know. So that's what a bow sheath looks like. I've never actually seen one.
Sheathe your sword, elf. I'm here to talk.
Oh, hey, it's the Kingslayer.
Bow low. You stand before a head crowned. That of Demavend, king of Aedirn, by the grace of the gods, sovereign of the Pontar Valley, and so on.
And you are?
A friend to non-humans. I have an offer.
Speak quickly and to the point. The Arrakis will soon return, and I'd rather know all before then.
I can add several more heads to this one. Each crown.
Go on.
Foltest to start with. I barely escaped in Aedirn. I'll need help. Access to your hideouts and maps of your secret trails. And the support of the Scoia'tael. I want no gold and have no interest in the killer's fame.
Then why do you wish them dead?
It's a long story. Your beast nabbed his neck time ago. Do we have a deal, elf?
Ah, there's those Witcher's eyes. Was it alright on the making it look dead? That's interesting. They had to tie their figurehead to the bow. I think that's the bow. Yeah, the stern is to the back. Oh,
Flotsam
hey,
should
I
be
got
just
my
beyond
stuff.
the point.
That's good.
We'll take the beach.
Who's we?
You and me. Reconnaissance.
I'm coming too.
You should stay behind. We can't be sure of the reception we'll get.
Precisely why I won't let you go alone. Someone's got to look after you.
Party of 3. Alright. Let me just double check my stuff. Moonblade, Mahakaman, Raven's armor, alright. Oh, whoops. Only thing is my boots. Are those like the only boots I've got? Apparently so. I'm gonna need to get new boots. Let's go ashore, I guess. Carrying too much weight. And of course I can't just put it back in the chest. That'd be too sensible. I did not want to drop my boots.
Witcher, we're waiting.
Yeah, hold on a sec. I'm got some issues with the game. There. Okay. Is there a sorting? Just that.
Your witches up.
Any news from your secret informer?
The port's blocked. Some merchants are being held up for months.
What about roads through the forest?
Yorveth rules the forest.
Everything all right, Geralt?
are you walking so slow? You're not encumbered anymore.
Where are we?
In a forest?
Very funny. But who does it belong to?
Your
Oh, there, I guess I am. I want to sort things by weight so I can drop the stuff that's too heavy. What is the heaviest thing I've got on me? Moments, apparently these 7 cat potions. Ah, that's pretty heavy. Ah, there's the weight limit up there in the corner. Good to know. Do not need, do not need. There's some boots. Drop those. Drop those. And I'll hang on to those so I can sell.
I know more about the Valley than you think. For instance, I know that Foltest stole this land from Demavend a few years back. I believe you had a hand in that.
Didn't the Kingslayer say that the guy's head that he had was Demavend?
I smell an elf.
Really? What's he smell like? Just casually picking herbs while I walk. Oh hey, it's the guy we saw talking to this Kingslayer in the cutscene.
Vernon Roach, Special Forces Commander for the last 4 years, servant of the Temerian King, responsible for the pacification of the Mahakaman foothills, hunter of elves, murderer of women and children, twice decorated for valor on the field of battle.
Yorvith, a regular son of a whore.
I've long awaited our meeting, laid plans, set traps, and now you appear in my forest of your own volition.
You aided the man who slew my king.
King or beggar, what's the difference? One Dwan less.
We need him alive. Know any useful spells?
I did not actually select anything.
I need to focus.
I'll try.
Climb down and we'll finish this. I await.
Ha! You're a man without honor, Vernon Roach. An insect I'll not duel, but one that I will crush.
Seems like you spout the same old elven drivel.
What do you mean, Witcher?
I've seen your kind before. Proud and shay, sneaking around forests. Helpless, yet masking that with acts of increasing cruelty.
I helped kill Roach's king. You call that helpless? Or would you call me a terrorist? No one will grant us our freedom, Witcher. We must win it for ourselves.
You're just another old elf in a young elf's skin, using clever words to mask an obvious truth.
Obvious, you say?
This is not about race or freedom, or even vengeance. You're here because someone powerful told you to be. Someone who's using you. They may wear a crown, carry a magic wand, or even lead a guild. But be sure of this. It's not about your freedom, your rights, or your ears. Nilfgaard plowed you once. Now someone new does. Am I wrong?
Those times are gone. No one will ever use the Scoia'tael again.
Who are you addressing? Me? Yourself? Or the archers in those shrubs?
Triss, now!
You missed. Yeah, we got a mage.
That ought to discourage them. Triss, are you alright?
Oh dear.
You should have charmed the archers. They're coming.
Huh.
Geralt, the spell's still working. Stay close. Triss is spent, so no more butterflies. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Back to the boat?
There's even more of them that way. We must fight our way toward Flotsam.
Get your hands off my ass.
Who did you think it was?
I'm not a sack of flour or one of your commandos. I'm a woman.
I noticed.
I need a sip.
At least I'll die holding a lovely ass.
I'll hold the star.
Come on, let's go.
Stop shaking.
That's a good thing there's no friendly fire.
Fine.
Sons of bitches.
What's happening? All I see are your boots.
Where the hell is that trading post? Starting to think we'll make it. Wait. Barrier's weak. Trace.
Quick!
Give me a bit more magic. Just a little. Geralt, kill them now!
Yeah, what do you think I've been doing?
Squire solid sacking! Alarm! Squirrels! There's a mage among them! Ready yourselves!
There, we made it. So I think, okay, they realized we weren't with them.
You know each other? Rather well. But he has amnesia. I actually took the Witcher by surprise when I killed Foltest. Fear not, Elf. I know Geralt. I know his weakness.
Not there, apparently. Even though it
Too
looked
many
like they
spells
were.
at once. You can die from that.
See that?
Yeah, the Kingslayer and Yorvith.
Okay, I guess they
You
were
all in one piece?
confused.
Who are you?
I'm a witcher.
Emir var Emrys, spice merchant.
A trader?
In spices.
Wasn't that name just used for something else?
And the woman?
My good man, we barely escaped death. Be so kind as to tell us where we might get some rest. We'll explain everything later.
Very well. Head for the market square. You might be in time for the execution. Some ne'er-do-wells are going to hang. A dwarf and some bard. There's also an inn and a brothel.
Oh yeah, the brothel sounds especially interesting. Take care now.
A dwarf and a bard. Gee, I wonder who they are.
Did you say that?
Squirrels at our very walls.
Yorveth led them. I saw him with my own eyes.
Who are these?
Why'd your hair go?
Alright, I've got it. I've leveled up. There. That's at full. Oh, I've got plenty of talents. There. And then I'll work on those.
What about Larito?
I know your kind.
I'll have to remember that.
Will I see you at the hanging, friend? Bah, some hanging.
This way.
I think the stew's ready.
As a Yorvith wanted poster.
Zoltan. Dandelion. My four.
Just great.
What's the plan?
We improvise.
Oh, that's not generally
We'll
very
take care
good.
of this, Triss.
No, depends on who it is.
Geralt! Over here! Help!
Look you there, Unpete.
Step back, White One.
Stand aside. I know those two, and I won't let them hang.
Piss on who you know. The law says they're to hang. Carry on and you'll join them.
What are they going to hang for? They don't look dangerous.
The charge is collusion with the Scoia'tael.
Dandelion, an elven spy?
The bard's hanging for debauchery.
What?
The sentence was he's to hang for debauchery.
And a sentence is nothing to scoff at!
Are you serious? Listen here, people. Is profligacy now a punishable offense in the free kingdom of Temeria? Or are we in Nilfgaard?
Piss off, freak! Or you'll have me to deal with. Think of the common folk, you're spoiling their fun.
Well, a freak he may be, but he speaks true. Debauchery's one of my favorite pastimes, but I don't want a noose placed around my neck for pursuing it.
The soldier boys paid us a visit or two, though we didn't have much fun.
Away with you, Margot! Go back to your brothel!
Time to go? Fine. But hear this, people. He sure liked to parade about, but his willy wouldn't come to attention. Ha!
Stop the execution.
Shut your trap! The singer's to hang, and he will hang. This is a decent town. Whores and witches notwithstanding.
Watch your words, guardsman! I don't know witches, but Margot's a decent woman!
Shut it, all of you! Or I'll not vouch for what I'll do.
Thinks he's tough, showing off his balls. Don't fret, people. I've seen the rot on them.
I'm warning you for the last time, Margot!
You wouldn't hit a lady.
You're no lady!
Careful, Witcher! Assaulted an officer!
Hey, I'm not doing anything. Oh. I hit the button. X, Y. Oh, come on. A, B. Come on, I'm pushing the buttons. Oh, it's because my controller's turned off. Why has it been doing that? There we go. Been doing that all afternoon. It just randomly turns itself off.
Leave the Witcher be!
One with a handicap.
He's toying with them!
Beat Laredo's lackeys!
Leave the Witcher...
I do think this is a little more interesting than how they had me fighting in Witcher 1. Giving Zoltan a right close view.
What the hell is going on here? I said, what the arse fuck is going on?
I'd like to report... Out of my sight, Clover. A few ploughing bandits and you can't even hang them. And you, stay calm, hands off your sword. Our scaffold embraces speeches and hangings. Which will it be?
I'm gonna guess there's a time limit on this.
Are you in command here?
Forgive me. Bernard Laredo, commander of Port Flotsam. Yes, I rule this brothel.
You have no right to hang them.
Interesting. Because I'm the law in Flotsam.
I take issue with that. Vernon Roach, officer of the king.
Well, well. Blue stripes. The non-human hunters.
Precisely. Anyone suspected of collaborating with the Scoia'tael falls under my jurisdiction.
And Dandelion? What's he accused of?
He burned down a watchtower. What's your jurisdiction say to that? I thought so.
Is that true?
It might have looked that way, but I swear it wasn't my fault.
I'd rather give you a thief. Relax. I'm joking. I hate thieves. We can put on another show. Bloody and serious this time, mind you. Or we can come to an understanding.
Meaning?
Give me a minute, would you? Listen here.
Interesting.
You may have heard rumors of the tragic events that transpired during the siege of La Valette Castle. Sadly, they are true. King Foltest is dead. It's likely that Scoia'tael had a hand in this heinous murder. So you see, none of you can feel safe. That is why today, wagons with armaments will roll out into Flotsam streets. I hereby declare a state of emergency. Await orders. Prepare to fight. And ready yourselves to avenge your fallen king. Now disperse. Go to your homes.
Well, at least Zoltan and Dandelion are gonna be okay.
What about them?
They'll not hang for now. Let's say I'm reconsidering their cases. The scaffold's no place for civil conversation. We'll talk at my home. Your friends are free for the time being, but they're not to leave town. Come after dusk. I'll be busy till then. There's one more thing. Welcome to Flotsam, Witcher.
You have a sibling town called Jetsam.
They were really going to hang us. I don't know. I didn't mean to torch that watchtower.
Everything's all right, Dandelion. Let's get out of here.
Oh, we owe you, Geralt. Thank you. Time to hit the tavern. Come on, Dandelion, you need a stiff drink.
That does not sound like the Zoltan from the previous game.
Beneath a veneer of courtesy. Except nothing can hide the stench.
That is not the same Zoltan, though I think it's the same Dandelion.
A notice board. Might find something interesting here.
Oh, okay, I see. It highlights them in turn. Take them all. Because that's the kind of person I am.
Damn, that was close. Innkeep! Vodka!
Triss Marigold. Lice eat me, but you are a treat to behold. Just a little pale.
Magic takes its toll, but I'll be all right. Good to see you in your beard again.
Can somebody tell me what happened? You set off a month ago for Zoltan's wedding.
That got fucked. There will be no wedding.
Did you hear about Foltest?
Rumors travel faster than the wind.
Winds and rumors. I want to know the truth.
I want to know how Foltest died. And the dragon, was there really one there? And who rules Temeria now?
Dandelion, calm down. You'll choke on your liquor. The dragon... Well, the dragon appeared, and that's all I know.
But where did the La Valettes get a dragon? We heard it fought on their side, huge as a barn, they say.
Dragons don't usually take sides. Maybe its lair was nearby and it just felt threatened.
If you hadn't driven it off, Foltest might not have taken the castle.
Maybe. We'll never know for sure. Triss, you're the expert on Temeria. Tell us who's in charge.
I do find it somewhat
It's
interesting
chaotic and getting worse.
how they might
old
manage to
families
run
are
into
fighting
each
for
other by
supremacy, no
coincidence
holds
so
barred.
often.
Baron Kimbalt and Count Marivel, I bet.
Among others.
Makes you
After
wonder
the
about how big the
assassination, while
area
Geralt was in
of
the
this
dungeon,
kingdom is.
The lords convened in a field near La Valette Castle to choose a new ruler. 3 days they debated, and it looked more like a bazaar than a meeting of nobles. Except the trade was in court and ministry positions, spheres of influence, royal privileges.
Humans.
In spite of
Nobles.
several duels and 2 poisonings, no king was chosen. Civil war was in the air.
Where were the mages?
Aye. Where were the grey eminences of this world when they were truly needed?
They weren't invited. Neither was I. But if not for their intervention, or rather that of a few influential sorceresses, Baron Kimbolt would have taken the throne.
I was invited to sing at his court once. Afterwards, he refused to pay me, and the food was awful. No way I'll stay in Temeria if he's crowned.
Did they ultimately resolve anything?
No, it ended as usual. Sadly, John Natalis remains our only hope.
Ah, the victor at Brenna, and Foltest's most tried and true field commander.
And during the deliberations, he was several days' march from Lavalette lands, with an additional 2,000 armed men in tow. He's to keep the peace until a rightful monarch is chosen.
He could find that ruling is to his liking.
Natalis is a soldier at heart. He's not suited to rule, and I don't believe he even wants to.
He's got the army behind him.
Which is why he can guarantee peace. Why, a tenuous one, sure, but that's always better than civil war. Besides which, he's deeply in debt to a dwarven bank in which Philippa Eilhart, as sorceress, holds significant stake.
Which gives 2 bits of leverage against them.
Foltest's killer lay in wait in the tower, where the Lavalettes had hidden the royal bastards. He was well informed.
Wait a minute, what were you doing there?
I was protecting the king. After the first attempt, Foltest began treating me as his lucky charm. He ordered me to be at his side during the battle. The dragon separated us from the rest of the army. The killer disguised himself as a monk, a blind one at that. He let Foltest greet his children, waited until I had walked off, then cut the king's throat from ear to ear.
How did he flee?
Jumped out a window into the river below. Yor with Skoyatel were waiting in a boat. It was planned.
And you're chasing him because he murdered the king?
I was accused of a murder. I need to clear my name. Besides, I looked him in the eye before he escaped. He's a witcher. Then some brave Temerian soldiers showed up, piled on me, and knocked me out.
Save yourselves, good folk! The beast attacks!
Ah, this would be the
We
one
better
for
get
that
out there.
wanted poster.
Someone's casting spells.
I like how there's just this nebulous mist beyond the door. What the? That was interesting. I hope that's not a sign of things to come. Oh boy.
Notice board. Might find something interesting here.
Right. Let's try this again, only this time we'll,
Did you... What? Dan... The...
He could...
Net. Which...
Okay.
Save yourselves,
If this
good
crashes
folk!
again,
The beast attacks!
then I'm gonna have to just call this the
better
end
get out
and
there.
figure out what's
Someone's
going on.
casting spells.
It's especially odd considering I've got this whole new computer. Okay, here we go. Why are you standing on the dock? You saw it come out of the water.
What sort of sorceress are you? A lot of good you did. Can't you hear me? Why didn't you help him?
Why didn't he run away?
The beast nearly pulled him in the water while you stood staring like a calf at a shit-covered clover.
Watch your words.
Where's this beast?
Ask her.
Geralt.
Ah, I guess we knew each other.
Oh, look here. Birds of a feather.
Let's say I've heard of you.
Master Witcher, this is foolish. The beast near pulled Sozek into the depths, And you're simply chatting with this damsel.
All right. What happened?
I came to Flotsam to kill the Kairan.
Kairan?
Kairan?
The monster that has effectively blocked the port. A moment ago, I had the good fortune to see it in all its splendor, but the local folk scared it away.
Good fortune? You hear that, Sozek? That was some good fortune for you.
Why's the beast in the port all of a sudden, eh? Summoned by the witch, perchance?
To see it in all its splendor.
Sozek doesn't look too good. Lay him inside somewhere.
Right, we've dawdled enough already. Come on, lads, let's go.
What's this? I was ready for a rumble there.
Shut it, and come on.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
I apologize for interrupting, but I am Louis Merce, and I am chief person in charge of all matters related to monster hunting in Flotsam. It is in this capacity that I must inquire if you're willing to attempt to resolve the problem of our so-called Kairan, the beast that now blocks all trade traffic on the river.
So, Witcher, are we willing?
I usually work alone.
I was here first, and I'll not relinquish this contract. My way or the highway, as the locals put it.
Do they even have a highway?
You must contact the merchants on the waterfront as regards any rewards. Madame de Tanserville has, I believe, already conducted some preliminary
Interesting name.
negotiations.
That I have.
In that case, don't let me keep you.
It's an interesting thing. He's got the quill and ink pot on his
How long must I wait
necklace
for
there.
you to introduce us?
Sheila de Tanserville,
Sheila, interesting.
advisor to Queen Zulika of Kovir.
Kovir's a long way north.
True.
Kovir's
I had my
a fairly
doubts that the
common
Kairan
name
was
and
worth
stuff.
the journey, but those were dispelled with what it showed today.
Here to hunt down some ingredients?
Triss Merigold. Sharp as ever.
You're thinking that...
Troll eyes, ghoul venom, virgin's blood, all those disgusting marvels we take from dying species to throw into the cauldron at Sabbaths. Right, Triss?
Absolutely. Virgins are a dying breed.
Oh my. Your sense of humor seems to be intact too. But enough of these pleasantries. Tell me, Geralt. You saw the tentacle. What do you make of it all?
The beast must be huge. Maybe inhabited one of the Pontar's tributaries before, hunting animals. Then it grew for some reason, and hunger drove it to seek fresh pastures.
And on the Pontar it found trade barges
some
burgeoning
reason.
with obese, slow-moving merchants. You're partly correct. Cedric claims the Kairan emerged from the northern swamps
Kairan, I'm
approximately
gonna
1 month past.
Take that down so that I can
Formerly a Scoia'tael.
remember
Strange
it for
lad.
later.
But he knows quite a bit about the area and its living
Apparently a
wonders.
Witcher
I
specific
need to
thing.
look around, find out a few things.
An investigation. Witchers' rituals, extracting secrets and such.
More or less. I'll talk to the merchants about the reward, pay Cedric a visit, and get back to you.
You'll find me at the inn. I've rented lodgings there, on the upper floor.
You know the inn's also a horror house.
Thanks for the warning.
Okay. So that's that done apparently.
I always said, go ask the mason to take me.
Ever seen the river monster, the Kairan?
I have, but I'm not the talkative kind.
Speak up.
Did it work again?
The monster's as big
Yeah.
as a man, with giant tentacles. Snatches men from boat decks and cattle off the shore. It's slimy like a snail, but fast as a thirsty vampire.
Okay. So I want to take a look. Is it in here? Ads are locked until this is done, I'm guessing. Okay, yep. And I've got that at level 2 apparently. Cool.
Not really, it's a shithole. But plenty of folk to beat up.
So merchants are this way.
You free?
No, Working my arse off like a stagecoach.
Alright. Craftsman.
I think the stew's ready.
Apparently this is the fellow I need to talk to.
What do you want?
Heard you have a problem.
Ah, if only we had just one. Highways washed out,
I guess they
forests
do
full
have
of
a highway.
bandits, a river beast blocks the port, and tolls at a rise.
Can't help with the tolls, but the monster's a possibility.
A sorceress said the same, but we've yet to see any results.
She's asked me to work with her.
And who's to pay your wage?
That's what I'm here to discuss.
The sorceress was to manage alone. You can split that reward if you wish.
A contract like that requires preparations. Costly preparations.
You want an advance? I've but a handful of orens now, though it should buy you plenty of drink and a few hours of ploughing.
I was thinking of the potions we'll need. Now tell me what you know about the beast.
You're the Witcher, damn it! I've no knowledge of these things.
Who could tell me more?
That ploughing elf, Cedric, most probably. He's supposed to know all about monsters.
Where can I find him?
In the village, outside the walls. Now leave me be.
That is one of those things about medieval society that a lot of people don't think about. Is that yes, there would be a wall around the village to discourage banditry, but then there would be the village outside the walls for the people who aren't worth protecting. I'll have to remember that for my own story I'm working on. That was interestingly slow. I feel like they should have included that as part of the climbing animation. Instead of having to say climb again. Okay, nothing up there. I was kind of hoping that they would show me the village I'm apparently looking for. Yeah, there's a lot about medieval society that people of the current era just don't know anything about for one reason or another. It's like
hey boss,
thralls
look who's graced our smithy.
Yeah.
That titan of the art of smithing can't hear us. Busy, work's a blur in his hands. And how are you, Witcher? Things working out for you?
Nice workshop.
Bah, it's no workshop, just a simple forge. But thanks for the compliment, both in my name and the master's. So how can we help you, eh?
Let's trade. I got a bunch of junk to sell. Alright. That stuff's not worth selling anything. All these crafting components, alchemy ingredients, a book that I need to read. I don't know why this game has such a difficult time with selecting the thing that I'm looking at. I learned about dragons. Crinford Reavers, alright. It's a pity that they apparently are mindless dragons.
So
let's roll some dice since we've still got some dice poker. Oh, that's kind of neat. Okay. So I've currently got 3 of a kind. I should have looked at what he has. He's got the same 3 of a kind. It's not what I wanted to do. Okay, let's take another look here. I got 2 2s, as does he. Oh, our hands look almost exactly the same. The only difference is he's got a 6 where I've got a 5. So how do I choose what dice I want to re-roll? Do I have to use mouse? Ah. Ah, there we go. I press Y. Oops. There we go. Full house. Okay. Oop. Not what I wanted. How do I sheath? There we go. At least no one reacted to me throwing a bomb.
No. I don't know. Should we just walk up and ask him like that?
Take a good look at him. He'd be ideal.
Ha! Greetings. A word, if you will.
You see, we've created an alchemical substance and we wish to test it in Vizima, in a laboratory.
Seeing as you're a witcher, we wondered if you'd be willing to test it in practice.
In a year or two, given the occasion, you could visit us in Vizima. We'd examine you and reward you generously.
We need to study its long-term effects. We can't say more.
Are you in?
No way. That's not helpful.
We'll try someone else.
I don't know if it's actually a thing that'll have any effect at the current time anyway, but it could have a very detrimental immediate effect. Yep, double wall. Just to make sure things that... to make a killing zone.
Where might you be going?
What kind of question is that? Anyway, know where I can find an elf named Cedric?
Don't get involved in this.
The merchants are paying good money for killing the beast.
Coin is never the most important thing.
Maybe, but it's still pretty useful.
I don't trust her.
Sheila? Why not?
She's a powerful sorceress. Dangerous to her foes, even more dangerous to her friends.
I know you don't like her. Any specific reason?
I'm just trying to warn you.
Thanks. I guess I'll have to ask her.
How?
We're going hunting together, right after I find Cedric.
Well, then let's go see him. He should be at the top of his observation tower.
Alright. Which I'm guessing is this over here. It is an interesting linguistic thing that I just thought of, where they clearly use the F word, but then they use plowing in place of where most people would use it.
In Belk, it'll be nearly a year now.
Morrill would delight in a day like this, Sir Heron. Enjoy the memory of her. Don't wallow in the longing.
I try, I do. But I cannot believe all the bad blood this disappearance has bred.
Don't let other shade poison your memory of her. Hatred is but an outlet for helplessness.
Thank you, Cedric. Vafael.
Vafael.
Sounds like an interesting conversation.
Are you Cedric?
Who asks?
Geralt of Rivia.
Ah, the Witcher. And?
Triss Marigold.
Lovely scent, Triss.
Cedric, look at me.
What do you want, Geralt of Rivia?
I'm looking to hunt in this area, and I could use some advice.
I'm no Witcher. I set traps, snares, try to keep neckers away from Lobinden, that's all.
I'm aiming a little higher than neckers.
The old man? Meaning the Karen? Finally, Laredo's splurged. Listen, I'm not one to teach your grandmother to suck eggs.
Never understood that
witches know
term
your
phrase.
work. But if you pay me, I can prepare a useful trap.
What kind of trap?
Puncturing trap, immobilizing trap, even decoys to pull monsters into an ambush. Whatever you like. Since I can easily finish off an ensnared necker, it should be child's play for you.
Let's see. I don't have the dagger throwing skill yet. I do want that though. Crafting diagrams. Ooh, I could use some of that. I want that for... Oh. Oh, I didn't even notice the prices. Huh. Okay. 'Cause yeah, those are very expensive. Alright then. Hey, I wasn't done. So...
I need to make a few orens. You wouldn't happen to have a job for a witcher, would you?
There's never a shortage of work for a witcher in this forest. It's positively teeming with beasts. Though I'm not surprised they come here in droves.
No
Witchers are the beasts.
Cursed places attract all sorts of scum, like dung attracts flies. There was once a great house in the clearing. They locked up lunatics there. During the war with Nilfgaard, it was raised in a fire. The lunatics broiled in their cells. The ruins remain cursed to this day. 2 daredevils went off to explore the ruins recently. They haven't been seen since.
A great house, you say? Tell me more about the building itself.
It was an old manor house that was converted into a mental institution.
That's kind of where they came from.
There was no shortage of lunatics in wartime. They just kept coming. Reverend Mercier locked them up in there and looked after them. If you find the 2 people lost in the ruins of the mental asylum, you stand to be handsomely rewarded. By them or their families.
No harm in trying. I aim to kill the Karen. Heard you might be able to help.
That depends on the sort of aid you seek.
I need information.
We should have killed it years ago. Now I don't know. The beast has become too large for the riverbed, and it has strange growths on its tentacles, extremely
I did
thick
notice the
skin.
little bulge in that
Previously,
tentacle.
it inhabited a
Made me think of
swamp
a
along
worm.
one of the Pontar's tributaries. Completely wild terrain. Even the Scoia'tael don't venture there. You should go see the wreck of the boat it recently sank. Inspect any traces it's left. See the destruction.
Where's this wreck?
Venture south into the forest, then turn east toward the river. You'll find the ruins of a bridge erected long ago by the Enshe. The wreck lies at their foot.
Thanks, Cedric.
Alright.
You'll find me by the boat wreck.
Jeez, Triss. Sure you're not overusing those teleports?
Okay. Thing I want to do next is actually go after this one. Looks like there's something of a path here. It's a good thing that minimap can tell me where to go. What an interesting creature. Okay. Yeesh, they just keep coming. Oops. Not what I meant to push. I meant to do this. Oh, are they fighting each other? I'll leave them to it then. I want to go off this way. Just double checking the time.
Some help, finally. I thought I was done for.
What's wrong?
I'm fine, but my friend remains in that damned hospital.
Oh, I'm there already.
Cedric told me that 2 people went missing near the burnt mansion.
I'm Rupert Brandhuber. I'm a medic from Edda, and I came here with a friend to look for a very rare species of herbs.
These woods aren't the best place for herb picking.
So we were warned, but the temptation was too great. We got as far as the site of the fire. No sign of herbs, but there was something downstairs. Something. What's that? Can you hear it? That's Grindley's dog. Feel that? Something approaches.
There was an N in
Help
what he
us.
said that wasn't there in the subtitles. Oh, there's a trap there. Is the dog caught in another one? That sounds like something to take the dog. This minimap is very unhelpful.
Other than those here they were. Oh, the greed!
And still he burns. Before I do that, make sure I've got stuff equipped. There it is. Not what I meant to do again. There. This looks like a boss arena, so where's the Spectre? Apparently you can't roll a fire out in this. I thought it mildly amusing to set a conflagration trap against someone who burned. Not sure why. Okay, so used traps can presumably be used again for something else.
They needn't have done it. Those here were innocents.
And I what? Dang it, it's not what I meant to do. Gotta wait a moment for my... There we go. That time I did it on purpose.
7. Involuntary cramps of the facial muscles. It's St. Vitus syndrome.
Well, there were a lot of people in this, it looked like. So if a lot of the people who were here became wraiths, well...
I'm in pain. I beg you, help! Give me some medicine! They deserve to suffer! I'm in pain. I beg you, help! Give me some medicine!
Who is they?
It's moving. It's creeping towards me.
Go away!
Leave me be! Away with you!
Control yourself.
It's not my fault. It wasn't me.
Hello
not
there.
me.
What's not your fault?
Fire.
Songniff?
Fire everywhere. It wasn't meant to happen. I
Is
didn't
it?
want that. I swear.
Because this is the kind of style that a friend of mine put it
Maybe the
at.
fire didn't consume everything. Maybe I can find some medicine, a sedative.
Go away!
So the idea being that the video would look bigger on someone's screen like this instead of looking too small or something, I don't know. I've got OBS, like the image is stretched. I've got a full screen up here. I might switch it back to something better then after this.
Whatever happened here made quite an impression, even on those who were mad.
Thanks for the info then.
Go away!
Let's see. Stuff to loot. Is this where I'm supposed to go then? Okay, looking for tranquilizers. Ah, there we are. There's just not enough room to be doing all that in that little area. That sword should not have been swinging that easily. Oh, hello. That's supposed to be, yep. Apparently the raids actually leave physical guts.
What's going on? Where am I? Easy. Rupert asked me to find you.
Rupert lives. Listen, you and your friend. I don't get it yet, but you aren't telling the truth. That's painfully apparent. This place seems to have a very dark past, one you had a hand in. Do you understand me?
Yes.
Great. So now you can tell me the story and don't skip a thing.
Story?
There's always a story, Gridley. Spit it out.
We're former soldiers, fought for Eden during one of the wars with Nilfgaard, times long past. I was Rupert's adjutant in the field hospital that our unit set up in this manor house. We didn't at all mind who lived here. In fact, the inmates were friendly. At the outset, that is. One day our scouts captured a Nilfgaardian. He was desperate to win his freedom and claimed he was part of a detachment that had concealed the booty looted in Eden. We couldn't believe our fortune. Thought the gods had smiled upon us. We'd heard incredible tales of this treasure and questioned any black one we'd captured. It seemed all our efforts would finally be rewarded.
We decided to make him talk.
By torturing him?
Our commander wanted to break him on the wheel, but Rupert said he knew a better way. There's a local herb. If you brew and drink it, you can only tell the truth. The commander
That sounds like something a lot of armies would like to know
drawing
about.
a map in the process. And we celebrated. Talked of how we would divide the treasure. And took ever greater liberties with the patients. The priest looking after them began to protest, and one of our boys split his head open.
Nice, Gridley. Keep talking and I just might let you go alive and intact. What happened next?
Once the prisoner revealed where the treasure was hidden, the commander had him quartered in front of the lunatics. They'd shown signs of madness before. When they smelled blood, well, we could not control them. Many we simply had to cut down. I don't even know how the fire broke out.
Any of the patients survive?
A young woman we managed to pull from the burning building. She was nice, quiet, and willing. 2 nights later, she slit our
I realize there's
throat.
different morals in this setting,
That
but it
was all
still
we
kind
saw
of bugs me when stuff
and
like that
the
comes
map,
up.
of course.
I'm a little
The war was
old-fashioned in
ongoing
that
and
fashion,
shifting
but
fronts
not that
forced us to abandon our
old-fashioned.
search for her soon after.
And here you are, back after many years. Really think you can still find her around here?
Life's not treated me well since then, and Rupert's had it even worse. This is our chance to reverse our fortunes. Fate smiled upon us once. Perhaps by some strange chance it still holds us in favor.
I wouldn't count on that. I think we're dealing with one heavy curse here. And it looks like we need to start by finding that Nilfgaardian's corpse.
Go away!
Oh, there's his ghost.
Leave me be! Away with you!
Okay, looks like he's leaving now.
A wolf leading wolves.
What do you want, Spectre? Their deaths?
2 of 20 return when none remain. Yet one shall judge them. If he is merciful, he will feed them to the dead. If he is cruel, he will grant them what they came for.
A prophecy. I should have expected as much.
Bring me their hearts, so I may feast on their cowardice. Bring me their eyes, so I may spit in them before they are forever extinguished.
Is that your offer? Fine. I'll lift this curse one way or another.
Alright then. Apparently he was just that close to the Nilfgaardian's corpse.
It's moving. It's creeping towards me.
I'm in pain. I beg you, help! Give me some medicine!
That was a properly sealed cell.
I met the Nilfgaardian's ghost. Let's find your comrade.
Just... out we go.
Gridley, you live. What happened down there?
I found the ghost of the Emperor's soldier.
You're the Witcher. Get rid of it.
Well, considering everything they did.
I already have. Come on, let me show you something.
Who do I see? Remember me? Corpseman. Remember how I was torn apart bit by bit? Remember what you did with the people of this house?
You deceived us!
Crimes require punishment, and only retribution can lift the curse. I leave them to you.
Just hope it doesn't get very graphic.
Let the feast begin, boys!
Well, that was fairly quick anyway. Oh, I do have the ability to throw daggers. I guess I need to buy some daggers eventually. Is this a quick way out? Still sounds like breathing. Oh, hey, this is where we fought the first couple wraiths. Does that mean a passage is opened now that there's no fire in the way? Yes. Okay, I see. I see, I see. Here we are. So that was that quest. Let's do this one then. Now, of course it doesn't tell me where these Queen and Dregas are. Do I have the right, yeah, I've got the right sword out. Okay, the minimap says there's a couple more right on top of me, but they're nowhere to be seen. Do I have to like climb a tree or something? Okay, nothing of interest down there. There's all the bits left over from last time I was here when I went through here before. I wonder. Because it doesn't have it there. Oh, wait, what was that about the wild hunt? A classic tale of the Fae. Oh, what this place is supposed to be. Probably a Scoia'tael hidey hole, considering it is fairly well hidden. I only stumbled across it by accident. Oh, that's how I get down. This looks like a bridge is out. There's a few in a battle with a necker, apparently. No. They are all on their way. Okay. And considering these things can climb, I'm not surprised that there'd be a contract out for them. This forsaken trap. Oh, hello. Are you why the music was still so tense? I wish the minimap would give me a hint as to where I'm supposed to find these Queen Andregas. Consarn it. Anyone else? Apparently can't even examine that. Somehow I feel like this is actually getting me closer to my goal. Because I constantly see Andregas coming down out of the trees, so I'm guessing if I get high enough, I'll find a nest of them. Just a guess, though. Oh, hey, this used to be a place. Interesting. Come on. There we go. Apparently the foliage is still too thick for me to walk through in places or something. Oh, a cave. Gee, I wonder what I'm supposed to do here. There we go. Wait, is this... I think this is the place that I saw my friend Frank at one time. I just happened to be watching him play The Witcher, and I think this was the place that he was at. Apparently I can't actually enter the place, though. And apparently it is now raining. Thanks for letting me know, game. I don't know, I might just leave myself a note to research where to find these nests for next time. Because it is getting pretty close and I actually haven't eaten in far too long. So, I think I'll stop by this monolith here. Well, at least we know the traps are working. Yeah, I'll just save here. Call it a night. There. I'll just leave that up. So, I'll fix the aspect ratio thing. And, hopefully everything will look alright next time. So till the next, live well.